name is Mr. Larzalier, and I am the Director of Bands at East Lansing High School, as well as the 6th grade band assistant for Mrs. Croft. This is such an exciting time for your incoming 6th grader as they transition from elementary school to middle school. One of the many great options that students have in 6th grade is to begin playing a band or orchestra instrument. East Lansing has a rich tradition of excellence with both band and orchestra, and now is your opportunity to join these programs. Whether your student has dreamed of being drum major in the Trojan Marching Band, first violin in the symphonic orchestra, or is just curious about learning to play a new instrument, McDonald Middle School's beginning band and orchestra programs are a great way to get started. Additionally, students find these programs to be fun, engaging, and a great way to connect with new friends. This video is meant to help you with some of the options that 6th graders have with respect to their band and orchestra choices. If your child decides to play in the 6th grade band or orchestra, an ELPS music faculty member will follow up with you regarding the instrument fitting process, as well as how to acquire a musical instrument for your student to use. Please enjoy this short video which explains the instrument options for your students next year. Again, welcome to McDonald Middle School, and we hope to see you soon.
Hi everyone, my name is Mrs. Van Natter, and I teach 6th grade orchestra at McDonald Middle School. Today I'm going to be showing you the 4 different orchestra instruments you are able to choose from when going into 6th grade. The first one I have for you is the violin, and this is the smallest of the orchestra instruments, and because it's the smallest, it is the highest pitched. So I'm going to show you each of the 4 strings on here, and with my bow, I'm going to play them first with my bow, and then I'm going to pluck them with my fingers so you can hear the different sounds. So here's with the bow. And here is plucking them. We use both of those techniques on all of the string instruments you're going to see today. And here's a little bit of Twinkle Twinkle on the violin. Next I'm going to show you the viola. And the viola is slightly bigger than the violin, as you can see. And because it is slightly bigger, it has a little bit of a deeper sound. Let me show you what these 4 strings sound like. The viola is what we call in the music world a middle voice. So it is not as deep sounding as some of our lower instruments, and it's not as high as our violin, but it's right in between. Has a wonderful tone, and here's Twinkle Twinkle on the viola. So, the viola, a wonderful choice. The next option is the cello. Now, as you can probably tell, this instrument looks a lot bigger than those other 2 I just showed you. The cello is the 3rd largest orchestra instrument. Here's a little better view of it. It also is played by putting this end pin on the ground instead of being played on your shoulder. This cello is deeper sounding than both the violin and the viola. Take a listen. That's what the cello sounds like. You can also pluck this one. And here's Twinkle on the cello. The last instrument I'm going to show you today is the string bass, or the double bass. And as you can see, it is the largest string instrument we have in our orchestra. And because it's the largest, it also has the lowest sound. Here's what it sounds like plucking the strings. Pretty awesome. And you also can bow with this. Here is Little Twinkle on the bass. Take a listen. Thanks for watching those short introductions into the orchestra instruments, the violin, the viola, the cello, and the bass. I hoped you liked one of them. Next, I wanted to show you what the orchestra sounds like when we put all 4 instruments together. So I recorded a short clip for you from the movie Coco. Enjoy.
Hi, 5th graders. My name is Mrs. Croth and I teach band at McDonald Middle School. We are so excited you're going to be in our school next year, and I'm here to talk to you about the different band instruments that you can play. I'm sure your awesome elementary teacher has talked to you about different instrument families. The first instrument family I'm going to talk to you about today that you can choose to play is the woodwinds. And the first one we're going to talk about is the flute. The flute is the highest woodwind instrument. The next woodwind instrument is called the oboe, and it's one of 2 double reed instruments in the band. This next instrument is called the clarinet. It can play low and it can play high. And the last choice of the woodwind family would be the alto saxophone. Your first choice of brass instruments is called the trumpet. Some of you may know this song. This next instrument is called the horn. You may have heard it called the French horn. Your first choice of low brass instruments is called the trombone, and it's unique because it has a slide. If you didn't like the MSU fight song, you might like this one. And finally, the last of the low brass instruments is called the baritone. Some people often call this the euphonium. It's not a tuba, that's a much larger instrument. Your last instrument choice is called percussion. A lot of times people think of playing the drums, but actually when you play percussion, you start out on the bells, and then you'll move to what's called drum pad, and eventually you'll learn the snare and the bass and a lot of the other auxiliary instruments. I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about the instrument choices you have when you get to be a student next year at McDonald Middle School.
Hi, 5th graders. My name is Mr. Rosin, and I am the 7th through 12th grade orchestra teacher here in East Lansing. just want to take a second and tell you about some of the opportunities you'll have if you join sixth grade band or orchestra. The first thing is in sixth grade, you'll do about 4 concerts, maybe 5 concerts for your parents at the school. It's quite fun as you're learning to play your first year. In 7th grade and 8th grade, more opportunities come up. You'll have the opportunity to play in the Ovation Strings or jazz band. You'll play at festivals in large groups or small. We also do a trip to Chicago in 7th and 8th grade every 2 years. It's optional, but that's a great fun experience. When you get into high school, even more opportunities come up. Marching band, encore strings, collage concerts, pit orchestras. And we do trips in high school as well to places like Cleveland, New York City, Disney World, things like that. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do in the music program, so please get involved, become a part of it. We'd love to have you. We're gonna send you off with a short clip from our collage concert this year. It features our band, orchestra, and choir performing a little bit of Star Wars. Please enjoy, and I hope to see you next year.